Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Transport Fever 2. In this episode, we're going to continue expanding our network and hopefully trying to make ourselves more profitable. So, hopefully by the end of this episode, we can get ourselves back comfortable with our money and starting to repay our loans. So the first thing we're going to do is keep looking at our lines and monitoring how well they're doing. As you can see, they're all still doing well. And at the end of last episode, we were starting to replace some of the vehicles as their conditions were getting pretty bad. As you can see, these two here, all the vehicles are in very bad condition. We also just unlocked a bunch of new carts, I believe. We unlocked these two new carts, which can carry more cargo as well as travel a little bit faster. So we will start to phase out some of our older horses with these new ones. So let's do that on this line. And this line, which we can't do quite yet. Let's see if there's another one that we can replace. There we go. And we replace that one. So periodically we'll be checking up on that and just making sure that the condition stays well so that we can continue to earn more money. Especially with these new trucks, we'll definitely be able to start earning more as they carry more in a quicker time. So I'm going around trying to find more supply chains we can complete, but the issue that we have with our map right now is that we're stuck in situations where here, in the case of Akron, we have a construction materials plant here that requires stone, but there is no stone anywhere in this entire corner of the map. And then, same is the case over here, where we have all these oil wells, an oil refinery, and a fuel plant, but nowhere within reasonable distance to ship the fuel. So we're sort of stuck at the moment where we might need to let some of these industries die out and regrow. And I have that set to high, so hopefully these industries will start to rotate out pretty quick and we can start to find new chains that we can do. But at the moment, we might just need to commit to making our lines more efficient. And then just keep checking up on the map to see if new industries pop up. So here's another chain we can do. This seems to be one of the only ones left on the map that we don't have, that we can do within reason at this time period. And with the amount of money that we have, taking wheat from this farm, get it turned into food, and then shipping that food into Green Bay. We're going to have to be a little careful because we are starting to run out of money. We don't have much left in loans that we can take out. So we need to start being very conscious about what we place and where we place it, as well as if it's really worth it. So we'll place down our stations and try to keep them on relatively flat ground so that doesn't cost an extreme amount of money to place them. And then place this last one, which will just be an unload stop right here in the center of town. Okay, we have the trucks heading out, and within a little bit of time, they should start making us money. So now I think we should go and look at our lines and see if anything is starting to build up in any locations, and if we can maybe level up some of these industries. So here the quarry has a bunch of stone waiting, and the bricks seem to be getting sent out at a reasonable pace. So as we can see here, the transport of the bricks is doing good, but it needs more shipment and production. And then over here with the quarry, we need to ship more to get the transportation percent up. I believe these are different vehicles. Yeah, if we look here, the stone line is the old horse carriages, and the brick line is the new horse carriages. So I think if we just replace all of the trucks on the stone line, that might get us to the point where we can upgrade. There we go, just replaced all of those. So now they're moving faster and bringing more in. I suspect that brick will start to pick up, build up at this station. So we'll purchase 2 more for now and throw that on the bricks. And we can see we're supplying the town pretty well, because you can see this brick category here. It's currently at 106 out of 115, so there's not much more we can do there besides just supplying more bricks. You see this town's growing even more, and I believe it just upgraded to have 1 more requirement for these items. So now machines just got added as a requirement in this town. So we should start to see that pop up in more towns as they continue to grow. Checking back up on our passenger line, we have a bunch of people waiting here, and quite a few people waiting over here. So it might not be too bad to add to this as well. So if we take a look, we also have some upgraded passenger carriages. So we have this one here, which can travel at a speed of 11 miles per hour and carry 5 passengers, which is a bit of an upgrade compared to the others. It doesn't move much faster, but it does have more horsepower, and it does carry more people. So we're just going to quickly replace all of those. So I think there might be opportunities to add more passenger lines. So I'm just going to quickly pull up these maps, these overlays, and take a quick look around. And so it looks like from Lexington to Tucson and Cedar Rapids to Santa Clara, there's some good options to put some passenger buses, as they aren't terribly far apart from each other. So I think as Lexington has become one of our most fully grown cities so far, we're going to take passengers from Lexington over to Tucson. So this will hopefully also free up this road for all of our cargo vehicles as well. As you can see, all these tiny horse carriages are private transportation. What we're going to do is we're going to put a bus stop on the outskirts of town, and we're going to run a bus loop. That'll drop them off here, and this will be sort of a jumping off point where people can travel between the two cities. So this will cover this corner of the town. This one over here will cover this corner of the town. And then over here, this stop will cover that corner. So then, over here in Tucson, we can pretty much cover the entire map with one, or the entire city with one bus stop. But I think we're going to do the same thing just to help prepare ourselves for future expansion when the city starts growing, when we start giving it new resources. So we'll do that, so that covers this area. Put one over here on this road, and then one, even though this is an empty road, it's probably gonna start to get built up, one over there on that road. So we'll put 4 buses on the sort of inner city line. And over here, I think we should do 6, since this is a bigger city. So we'll do one there, and that. Alright, so all those buses should be going around picking people up. And then all that's left to do is create the line that connects the 2 cities. So I'll say 14 is probably about good enough. Throw them on a new line, take them from this station over to this station, and there we go. So hopefully this will start to make us a bunch of money. And as this city grows, these stations will only get more and more busy as we continue to go on. There we go. We've upgraded that road, so hopefully the buses that are turning into the station will stay in one lane, and all the trucks that are heading into town will take the other lane. I think at this point we can start repaying our loans back, as we're pretty comfortable with money just there. Let that build back up for a bit. You can see we have a bunch of passengers waiting here at this station, so that'll definitely be good for us. So looking at our line manager again, we have some lines that are not making a profit, but a lot of those are the ones we just put in, so it'll take a while for them to start turning a profit. So looking back at this tool production chain that we got going on here, the wood's doing fine, the wood's getting shipped out, and we have a buildup of planks there, and then we have a ton of tools here. So it seems like our current bottleneck is the tools, as they simply just aren't getting shipped out quick enough. So we're gonna have to, now that we have some money, let's send this train back to the depot and see if we can get a better train going on this line. We've unlocked a considerable amount of new engines, so we could probably get something that's more powerful and can handle this hill much better than this current engine can. Alright, now that this is in the depot, I think our best bet is to just sell it and start from scratch. So we'll sell it, make a decent amount of money, and now let's try to make a new train. Alright, so if we look, this is the train we last had. Had a top speed of 34, 190 horsepower, 30 kilonewtons of tractive effort. And so I think the next train we might get is this one here, because we're currently limited with our top speed, so getting a train with high top speed isn't going to do anything because the cars we're going to be carrying can't go faster than 31 miles an hour. If you take a look at the box car here, its top speed is only 31. So looking at this one here, this one looks like our best bet. So I'll select that. And then we will add some boxcars behind it by that train. And we'll put it on the tool line. Here we can watch it as it comes out of the depot. Very nice looking train. It's got quite a few boxcars. Being able to carry, I believe, over twice as much as the last one could, and do it with about the same amount of effort. So effectively we've just doubled the amount that we can carry in one trip, so hopefully that means about twice the profit. And it looks like that's where we're going to be the slowest right there. It dips down to 12 miles an hour. We'll monitor the finances on this line. See, maybe we might need to drop 1 or 2 cars just so it stays at a higher speed, so it doesn't take quite as long. But this is definitely an upgrade compared to what we had before. There we go. Just dropped off its load and we got a nice 550,000 from it. So I'll let that go. We'll come back to it in a little bit. Hopefully it shows signs of improvement. However, it does seem that most of our lines are now making money. The exception of a few, but even those aren't losing us a lot of money. They largely consist of our passenger lines, but I'm sure those will correct themselves as we go on. So over here, this food processing plant, there's a lot of food currently sort of building up here. So just over here, this town requires food. So while this train comes pretty infrequently, we can use this truck station here and truck food over to here. And this is just a good way to sort of make the most out of the efficiency of these industries so that we don't have to find a new supply chain for every product. We can use products in multiple different destinations. So now this food processing plant provides food for multiple towns. And all we have to do is add trucks to this line. This is a fairly long route, so I'd say 12 is probably pretty good. So now all these trucks are on their way. Since we do have more food getting shipped out of here, I am going to put maybe 3 or 4 more trucks onto the grain line, just so that it can keep up with the new demand. And it seems like traffic in this city is starting to clear up quite a bit. We don't really see any private transportation anymore, which is what we want. I mean, we can see this road's still getting used quite a lot by people, but it's much less than it was, and it's not as bad as it could be. So I think with that, we're going to end this episode here. We are starting to make a good bit of money, so I'm starting to think with the lack of supply chains across the map, we could maybe add a passenger train or a passenger loop in one of these upcoming episodes if our finances are looking good enough. So that'll be exciting. our towns will keep growing. Our cities, such as Lexington, will continue to grow and unlock more goods that they require, which will also hopefully help our transportation network by allowing us to transport some of these unused industry goods to these cities. So with that, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.